We've all heard the saying, the newer the better, but is there anything worse than discovering your shiny new gadget is old and out of style after just a week or a month? How can you be sure when to sell and when to buy? Thankfully, there are tech experts like Aaron Baker. He has some answers and is here joining us now. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. What can we expect with the new iPhone 8?
That's a great question. So what we know is that Apple has an announcement scheduled for September 12th next week. So we know that most likely an iPhone is going to come out of that. What we think based on the rumor mill, and take this with a grain of salt until it actually comes out, but we're expecting to see an edge-to-edge display. So similar size as the current iPhone 7, but with an edge-to-edge display, a dual camera, and then perhaps something that's different from a login perspective. Instead of using Touch ID on the bottom, that may either move to the back or move away entirely in lieu of something like iris recognition or facial recognition. So that all is really cool. What's interesting though is the price point of the iPhone 8. The rumor is that it'll be about $1,000. So it's kind of that time to start thinking about what do you want to do with your old phone or old phones to be able to put that cash towards the new iPhone 8.
Aaron, when is the right time for us to upgrade all our popular devices?
That's a great question. So there's typically two launch cycles in the wireless industry. There's March and September, the spring and the fall launch cycle. And so when I think about when to upgrade devices or when to start thinking about selling those devices, start thinking about it in January or February for the spring launch cycle and July and August for the fall launch cycle.
Most of us have a lot of older tech, like cell phones and tablets, sitting around our house. What can we do with this stuff, and is it worth anything? So
here's a crazy stat. 1/3 of Americans don't even realize that they can sell their devices and get cash for them. And on top of that, 58% of Americans have 3 devices sitting in their house that are just collecting dust. And on the surface level, I get it. You know, we've all been there before where you drop your phone and it cracks or the phone goes out of commission. It's sometimes nice to have a backup device. But tech depreciates so fast, and those devices are just sitting in a drawer depreciating. And we've, historically had auction sites where you can, if you want to sell them, you go onto the auction site, you post photos, you list it, you hope that it sells. And then once it sells, you hope that the buyer actually comes through with a payment. It's just a long, drawn-out process. Sites like Declutter.com are great because they give you that ability to immediately trade it in, get value for it, get cash, and get it next day. So it's super fast and super easy.
On average, how much can people get for their old cell phones?
So it depends on the device. With iPhones, for example, you can get up to $451 for an iPhone 7. You can get up to $288 for an iPhone 6s Plus, $287 for an iPhone 6s. If you're thinking Android, up to $192 for the Galaxy S7. So you can get great values. But it's not just cell phones as well on Declutter.com. You can trade in DVDs, or sell DVDs rather. You can put your iPod on there and see how much it values that, your iPad. So you can trade in all of your tech stuff and put that cash towards your new phone, groceries, whatever you want to. The choice is yours, which is really nice because unlike a carrier, for example, if you were to trade your phone in at your carrier store where they give you store credit or a gift card, they'll actually give you cash to use however you want.
Is there anything else you'd like to add about new or old gadgets out there?
Get rid of those old gadgets, they're in the drawers collecting dust, and sell those on Declutter.com and put it towards your new phone, whether it's an iPhone 8 or a Galaxy Note 8 or any new device. It's definitely worth it.
I'd like to thank you for taking the time to talk with us today.
Thanks for having me. You too.
You're welcome. Bye.